Okay, guys, lagging a little bit because I'm uploading another video, but before I go to bed, figured I may as well go over something that I think is a little bit under done. It's basically, head games. Head games are really tricky, and I have a lot of trouble dealing with them. That's why I don't do one-on-one, because fuck, man, I don't know if I can do one-on-one with some of the better players, because goddamn, I hate head games. Because I'm the kind of guy that thinks a lot and overthinks, so it's very easy to frustrate my mind. Let's see, but I can give you some really simple head games I know that work pretty well in public matches. So, let's see. One trick that you can do is, basically it's called, Led likes to call it the snap. I used to call it the hard switch, which is pretty much like, you're fighting against someone and, instead of kind of just firing right away, you just look like you're gonna fire and then bam, quickly snap in one direction, and basically it makes people think that, oh, he's gonna fire a shot and I want to dodge it. Instead, they run past you and bam, you've got them. And it's a little tricky to do because it's an instantaneous change, and at the same time it's close range. But if you're the kind of person that loves to delay their shots and not fire right away, which you should be against better opponents, bam, that's one technique you can do. And it's a lot harder to do because it is such a quick motion, so aiming might be a little difficult. It's something that I have trouble with too, and it just takes practice, I'm pretty sure. So we have that technique, and then we can combine it with another thing that I do, which is pretty much playing possum, or not playing possum, feigning dumbness, like pretending to be really dumb or pretending to be unaware of something. So let's see, on this map, a good way to pretend you're unaware is perhaps camping like this, and you clearly see somebody running across the top and they're coming down to attack. You just continue to stay this way until the door opens, and then I wouldn't do it with a shotgun with the range.
Look at the launcher.
Maybe a rocket. So you just kind of sit there, and then the door finally opens and bam, the guy didn't even fucking know. He didn't expect it, and when people don't expect it, it's a lot easier to actually hit them. Trust me, I'm the invisible man. Let's see. So there's a lot of different ways you can trick somebody in this game. Let's see. Another technique you can do is, say you had just pushed the enemy back into their spawn, you killed a few people, and now you're looking to retreat. And clearly, there's some guy up here who's ready to jump down, or he's waiting. You can tell he's just sitting there. You can pretend you're hurt and run the fuck away. And then, when he jumps down, switch quickly and fire at him. Basically, the idea is, he thinks that you don't even see him, or that you're trying to run back to spawn, and he sees an easy kill. So pretty much you become your own bait. You draw him down, and you fire at him. I guess in order to do this technique, one, having a lot of health would help, but it's kind of also a way to say, hey, just because you're almost dead doesn't mean you should just give up, because you could lure someone to you and get another easy shot before running back to spawn to heal, or just fight till you die like I do, because it's just a lot easier and a lot less boring. Let's see. I'm trying to think of another one you can do.
Sniper.
I mean, there's also, for example, if, you know, you're trying to keep enemies at bay and there's a bunch of rifle fire, or if someone pegs you with a sniper or something, you know, basically to the point where you look like you're hurt and you haven't killed anyone, just run back, heal, and they'll think you're so injured that if they chase you, they can kill you. And that's when you retreat back and you fire at them. It's the same concept as, you know, this, pretending you're not even paying attention to them and shooting them. And, you know, this is just for this part of the map. You can do this anywhere, technically. I mean, it's like, oh shit, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna run up to the ladder. Psych. You know. Or, let's see. Trying to think here. If you run back to the spawn to look like you're about to heal, you know then that the enemy is probably following you here, right? So, you know, you can stop midway or whatever and peg him with a sniper. You know, it goes back to my other video which talks about luring them into a path. You can use that technique and also persuade them into it using mind manipulation. And I mean, trust me, a lot of people aren't that smart in this game. I mean, I'm not the master of deception, but you know, it's kind of one of those things that anyone can do it as long as they practice it enough. I guess I could go over something. It's another PvP tactic, camping. I mean, it's pretty obvious. You camp and you throw grenades and you kill a bunch of people and you stay up here. They try coming up the ladder, you know, you blast them and you kill them. So, first off, let me say, if you ever deal with that situation, I mean, if you are Burton, you can throw grenades up here to make them back up. If you have a ladder booster, it'll help you get up there faster. I mean, a ladder booster will definitely help you breach an enemy. But the smartest way, in my opinion, is to just distract them and look like you're about to do it. Because, you know, they're up there all day, and they're really just trying to throw grenades off the top. And if you're just distracting them like this, like, realistically, I mean, they're going to pay attention to you because they're just sitting there. What else are they going to look at? And then you just get your friend to come from behind, go to the other ladder, come from behind and kill them. Which I've done various times against people who like to camp up there. Like Roar, Shadow likes to do it. Some people stay there all game. And, you know, that's another way of using your teammates to your advantage. It's another kind of head game, distraction. A lot of people don't realize that being the target, like for me, for example, I always CB with lead, or when I used to CB with lead a lot, they wouldn't want to kill lead, they go for me, the easier guy, because I don't know how to dodge as well, and I'm easier to kill, and not as dangerous. So, oftentimes, I would be the guy that they would try to kill, and if they start focusing on me, lead comes in from behind and kills them. You can use this in public fights, if you play with your friends, or if you coordinate with somebody. I mean, it doesn't have to be a CB where you have to pull off all the stops. And so the art of distraction is also something that's great. So pretty much, stand out as much as you can, jump up and down, look intimidating, wear clothes that'll catch somebody's eye. Do whatever you can. I mean, another thing, just fake fire a shot and miss, and somebody's going to come after you, and hopefully, you know, if you have smart enough allies, they'll come rushing to your aid. Not as effective in a public fight, mainly because most people do not pay attention to their allies like I do. But, you know, if you ever play with a friend, I mean, it's something you guys can do. So anyway, another thing, I don't know if it's really a mind game, but, you know, a lot of times when I play a game, I look for who is the toughest fucking guy on the enemy team. That is the guy I'm gonna kill because that's the guy that everyone's gonna run away from. And if they run away from him, they're not gonna deal with him. So what I do usually is let's see. Say I'm fighting against Ledigar, and he's like up there, and I know he's gonna drop down. So I just wait and hang back maybe, and my allies will be over here. And as soon as they fire their sniper or they fire their rockets, what's gonna happen is Ledigar's gonna drop down, and he's gonna come attack. And it's not, I mean, it could be anybody. Ledigar is just my example. And then, as soon as he comes in, usually what most Carls do will running jump in. Sorry, I'm lagging. But they'll running jump from the top, like this. Another bad example. Anyway, you get the point. They run jump in, they come here, and they land. And usually this is where I come in and go, BAM! You know, pop them. A lot of players who do that know that a lot of people can time it because it's predictable. Once you running jump, you only land in one place. So they jump or they do the double running jump glitch. But essentially, you know, they'll do a second dodge immediately. And it's hard for you to track when you're focused so much on these people ahead of you who are coming to attack. But now you got a guy who's jumping around right next to you. And so you're freaking out. And that person is not expecting anyone who's prepared for it because everyone's fired their, you know, one-shot guns, their sniper, their rocket, whatever. And that's where I come in. And it's like the guy comes charging in, and he thinks he's gonna have an easy time because everyone's fired their shots. No, not me. So using your allies as bait can work as well. It's like, all right, they fired. Now we know someone's gonna come in the open and charge. Time for me to, you know, put on my A-game fire. And usually the people who charge are the people who are usually the ace of the team, so it's easy to take them down like that. At the same time, like when you fight against players like Ledigar or Bubby or Riptide who like to charge in, if you focus on just them, their KDR is going to be that impressive for the most part. I mean, it's not always the case, but it's because they can do what they will, and people keep falling into their trap. When you have one person that actively keeps an eye out for the ace of the other team, then it's pretty much a GG if they're good. Because in a public game where you have so many distractions, anybody, doesn't matter if you're a pro or if you are a newbie, you'll be distracted enough and you'll fall and do something stupid. And having one person there to constantly watch you while you're being distracted, while you're charging into people's spawns or something, is going to be really difficult for them to make any kind of advancement. And a lot of times, like players like Bubby, I remember Bubby was charging me on Port S like 5-6 times in a row, and poor guy, man, I like shot him in the head twice, shotgunned him a few other times, and Sonic was there laughing his ass off watching me do this. He wasn't even playing the game anymore because he was just fucking laughing his ass off. And then Bubby switched targets because he realized that I was just sitting there waiting for him, and eventually he stopped rushing in general. And so that tactic, people don't expect it because they think, oh, I'm super badass, no one's gonna come after me and fuck with me. If you just watch for him and just wait for him patiently, you shut down his game, or you at least cut the effectiveness of it in half, and that can be pretty good for your team. And also, it can be pretty funny because you can take down the best players because they don't even expect it coming. So anyway, that's my bit on head games and stuff like that.